Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another First 10 look at Metro Last Light. I'm Greg DeLacy here with Richard Primrose from the Overseas Connection.
Hello.
Hello, Rich.
Oh, new game. Not played this. Any good?
I'm going to speak very highly of it, Rich. Why don't you give us a little background real quick on Metro Last Light, if you don't mind?
Why would I do that when I've not played it? But yeah, it's that 4A game, isn't it? Them boys from Russia made this one. I played the first one.
Yes. So this is a continuation from Metro 2033. And Metro Last Light basically has you taking the same role. You're basically following right in the footsteps, and you play the same character set in the same apocalyptic Russia, environments and the railway systems. What I love about this game, Rich, is this oozes environments and just immersion. That's the best way I can put it. So right now we're looking at opening sequence of the game. And this game will mess with you, very much kind of like Fear. Remember that great first shooter from Monolith Games? You have a lot of those moments. And so here, you're in the beginning, and you're getting this just mind F, if you will. It just looks so good. And so again, you're battling the dark ones, but as you see there, it's like you're stabbing one of them, and suddenly it's a human.
So is this like the flashbacky type things you got in the first game? Because it was like almost like hallucination type, where you would look down in a puddle and you'd see Nazis marching through, or what looked like the ghosts of soldiers and stuff.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And you have really kind of cool bits and pieces of that.
Artyom, wake up, Artyom.
The game itself, though, again, it's not so survival horror-ish. That's one thing I liked about the opening sequence. Gosh, I thought I was in for a fear experience where I was going to be on edge the whole time. What's nice about this game is it really delves away from that. And one of the other things I really love about this game, we talked about immersion at the very beginning, where I was, saying how immersive it is. It's because of the way they have this attention to detail.
Yes, Ullman, one moment.
The voice acting is really solid in this game. I guess probably the best way to put it is it's all in English, but Russian accent. I guess you could say in some respects it's not the best voice acting, but being American and being British on your end, hearing somebody speaking Russian in a Russian environment kind of gives it some kind of authenticity, if you will, even though technically they should be speaking all in Russian.
I've heard talk of the Nazis not being authentic, because obviously they've drafted in Russian guys to do the Nazi dudes.
Right.
But
but again,
I'm not sure if they're
American,
I'm not sure if they're meant to be German anyway, though. Are they meant to be proper Germans, or are they just the Nazi faction?
It's just the Nazi faction, and in fact, there's three different factions. It's almost like there's a civil war kind of brewing. There's the Nazis. There is the kind of the metro station survivalist group, and then there is the communist Reds. And part of the story is delving into that. And what's interesting about Metro Last Light is it splinters off into a lot of different directions, and at times you get almost that Bioshock Infinite, like there's a bunch of different story arcs going on, and you're kind of having a hard time keeping track of it all. They do a good job of bringing it all back in together.
Don't forget filters
but
for the mask.
Again, it's the little things, the little attention to detail. So right now, what you're seeing is we're going through this kind of this base, and they're getting you squared away with gear. And as you walk through here, you're going to hear all kinds of other conversations going on, and it just feels really natural.
Gameplay-wise, I just noticed he's getting handed a mask filter.
Right.
How much are they used during the game? Because I remember they were used quite heavily in the first one. To some people's annoyance.
Yeah, so what's nice is the way they've approached the masks. Again, you have the situation of you're reliant on it when you're outside, above ground, when you're in the tunnels or inside, kind of enclosed environments. You don't have to worry about having the mask on. But again, it has those great little touches of, and you'll see it a little later in the video here, where you'll be walking along, you'll have something, say splash onto your mask, and you have to wipe it away with your hand. And it is a great it puts you kind of into the game even just that much more. The guns are all pretty straightforward, but they feel awesome.
Yeah, they look fairly similar to the last game then. That I've just rolling up.
So they have that kind of unique feel to them, being different, but they are, again, just they shoot, they handle well. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Are they satisfying? Because one of the things I can remember, the whole thing with the ammo and using shoddy ammo and good ammo.
Right.
I remember that being frustrating sometimes. Like you had to pound tons of bullets into people before they go down.
Right, so I didn't have that kind of feeling in this game this go round, and one of the other things that I noticed is that I played it on normal settings. I never felt like I was in a pinch really for the good ammo that I use as currency. I never felt like also I was ever having to actually use that to use as real ammo. So some people may say that's making it too user friendly. I personally liked it. I felt like there were times when I was running out of ammo, and I shotguns would run out of ammo, that kind of thing. We're fast forwarding into another section of the game here, and this is where you're meeting up with one of your partner AI units that a couple different times throughout the game you'll have somebody with you, and it helped. I think it really helps keep it from becoming too survival horror-ish by having that other person with you. But it works well in the game. And then just getting back to the resources, there is resource management. I'm sure it becomes much more difficult, much heavier later on in the game. So right now we're walking down the corridor with this woman. She becomes a bit of a controversial part. Yeah, they have the collectibles. Yeah, check that off the list. They have the collectibles. There is nudity in this game. So for anyone wondering, there is nudity. We are, of course, not showing it here, but there's some very funny moments with this game with regards to the nudity, and just a couple times where it kind of breaks away from probably where it should have been. It kind of the developers decided they wanted to take the story and have some things happen, and to me, I think it probably would have been a more cohesive, better story without it. But
would you let those things into
that's
that.
Another funny moment here. So again, we're in this Russian city. Everybody's speaking with Russian accents. Notice the train car coming in a second, and the
you don't shake hands with the devil.
Clearly not Russian at all. Straight up English, just like you would hear in New York or probably the underground too.
All right.
Anyway, so this gives you, now we're going again a little further into the game, and we're getting an idea and sense of what it feels like in the first-person view, in the environments. They have some of those jump scares, again, what I thought with like fear. That, things will kind of pop out at you sometimes. Sometimes you're going to see shadows and things you think, did I just see somebody there? And you shine your light over on it, and they won't be there. It does a great job of that. And again, the immersion, we're getting ready to head up to the ground.
Torchlight, Greg. You got batteries?
Yes, you do have you have a battery charger. So right there on the screen there, you see the D-pad on the left side. That controls your air pump for any guns that use air. It controls your battery with the left click on the thumb pad, and it brings up a battery charger, and you actually have to pump the battery charger. And it'll hold a charge for a little while, and then it starts to fade, and then you have to recharge it.
Okay.
Again, little things. You have your mask on as you're going up. Droplets fall onto your mask from the rain coming down. It's just, I love the aesthetics of this game. And getting back to the management, first aid is nicely put on the down press of the D-pad, so it's very accessible. And here we're now seeing some of the baddies out in the environment, and again, it's a really breathtaking vista, even though it's apocalyptic. And there you get a view of the wiping the mask, because it really does obstruct your view. And
how do you know about your ear then for your gas mask? Is that on the watch, your wristwatch?
It's on the watch, on the wristwatch. There's a counter timing down, but also as you get lower with your air, you're going to start hearing your breath become shorter and harder. And so you'll have to switch out into a new air mask. And again, I'm using the shotgun. It feels just great. The shooting is tight. You don't feel any lagginess to the controls, and it controls just like it should.
Is there any sort of loot drops from aliens, or is it only from soldiers?
Yeah, so no loot drops from the monsters. It is strictly from the soldiers, and you'll get your ammo, and you'll get some money as well, so to speak. The quality bullets and then the ammo, and all the weapons are upgradable. So you can add different scopes on, you can add different magazine types, barrels, that kind of thing. And you're limited to 3 weapons. So you'll have basically 3 weapons. It could be pistols, it can be the shotguns, it can be the assault rifles, it could be sniper rifles, that kind of thing. And then you also have things like grenades. The standard kind of exploding fragment grenade, and then you have the flame grenade, incendiary grenade. There is a bow. I never found it. I've found arrows all the time, arrow tips all the time. I never found the bow the entire time I played the game. I have no idea where to find it, or if I missed it somewhere. That was one of those very comical things.
There was a pump gun as well. One of the pump guns, I think, fired arrows.
Yes.
Yeah, like blue type thing.
Yeah, so the pump gun I used fired ball bearings, and it was very silent, so you could use it almost like a sniper weapon.
Yeah.
And taking people out. But yeah, so that's Metro Last Light, Rich. In a quick and dirty nutshell, this is a great game. It really is a great game. And in fact, had it not been for a few little niggles of some audio issues that I did have on my playthrough, where just the audio was cutting in and out, and had it not been for kind of some questionable things in the story kind of down the road where they just threw some stuff in there that didn't need to be there, I would be putting this up there with BioShock Infinite, with Tomb Raider. I really, really like this game, and I encourage anybody to go check it out. It is well worth your money. It is well worth playing through.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so that's it for this first 10. Of course, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up on YouTube, and come check out the overseasconnection.net for more site content. And of course, if you are a gamer over the age of 18 and you're looking for some people to play, go check out g4te.com, or being a gamer over the age of 18, well, that's a good thing.